Hello, friends, and welcome. Welcome to another episode where I review vintage Romanian fountain pens. This time I have another school fountain pen, quite a small fountain pen, like the others you see on my desk. The others were already revised on this channel, so you will find them all listed at my previous videos. But this time I will talk about a quite simple fountain pen made by ACM in Sibiu. The model is called Minior, so not minor, but Minior. ACM stands for Archimet Sibiu. So another Romanian producer, also in the town of Sibiu, where all the writing instrument industry back in communist days was gathered. So ACM Minor, produced by Archimet in the same town where the famous Flaro producer made its fountain pens. This ACM Minor has lots of design elements that reminds us of this beautiful fountain pen made by Flaro Pioneer, in the sense that we have the same dimensions of the body. Of course, this is a little bit lengthier with approximately 5 millimeters, but I wanted to show you that it has the same principle but a different filling mechanism. So the cap on screws on this Minior, the same like it unscrews on this Flaro. We have, as you see, a larger grip section on the ACM and a slightly smaller on the Flaro. Practically the same ink window, but now it comes the difference. So if we unscrew the barrel on the Flaro model, we can see this silicone sac which has a role of drawing the ink. So it is very similar with the Parco aerometric filling mechanism. So you simply pull on this and it draws ink via this tube, this inner tube. But this model, it is a piston filler model. You can see this is integrated in the body of the fountain pen, so you can't remove it. It's like having an ink converter permanently glued in to the body of the fountain pen. Okay, I bought with me also the Pioneer 70, which has the same filling mechanism. This from Flaro. Integrated piston filler from Flaro, but this time the model Pescarush, and I have here Pescarush number 2. You can see that this part which is hidden on this model is visible on Flaro Pescarush. And I have another model, this time, let me see, produced by MCO, called Pultinish. So MCO, I believe it's another producer in Sibiu from that time. So in comparison with the Pultinish model, or Sycamore if I'm not mistaken, you can see that we have almost the same parts. But indeed, let me show you to you. So guys, this is the model Pultinish right here, and on this side we have our model. So you can see the same longer grip section. It is interesting to see also the nibs, so I will try to zoom on them. Yes, so ACM on one model, and on the other model I'm not so sure. Let me zoom more on it, so maybe we can distinguish what it is written on it. Let me see. So I have ether, also Archimet. So interesting. It appears that Mako and Archimet may be the same producer from the local industry of Sibiu in that period of time. We can see we have the same part here. The only difference is this grip section and of course the nib. But it's interesting that the nib seems to be made from the same producers. We can see a plain steel nib with no iridium tipping on it, and it seems to be the same. The feed is rather different, and this was the Flaro Cibin model. Flaro Paltinish. Practically, those are the fountain pens that I wanted you to see, guys. So these are the mini fountain pens made by different producers in the same town during communist times. I believe that were all made in the 1970s. Now we will check out our fountain pen. So you already seen its characteristics, but now we will go deeper. So you can see here thermically imprinted ACM Minior, so not minor. It is thermically injected plastic, the material. This is the barrel, almost, I believe, the same length as the cap of the fountain pen. Let me see. So this is a symmetric design. Yes, almost the same length. Practically the same length, but the cap has this ring, a metallic ring. This seems to have spilled some little glue at some time in its lifetime. So, you know the inner piston, you know already the nib, which is a steel nib. And also, I will leave the dimensions of this ACM minor Minior, I'm sorry, of this ACM Minior on the screen. And after that, I think I will do a writing sample with it. So guys, I'm sorry about this, but I believe this is in a NOS shape. So it was never inked. So I am sorry about this, but giving this nice condition than this fountain pen is, especially the inner part, because you can see the outer part is affected by the little some kind of a glue or adhesive. Another interesting element to this fountain pen is the one piece, this cap integrated. It is not so great. I believe it can be broken if you apply lots of pressure to it. Due to the fact that I believe this was never inked, I won't ink it, but instead I will dip it in ink, and I hope that it can gives us a little let's say it, a little writing sample. So for the writing sample, I thought to myself that indeed a red ink would be appropriate. I have here a piece of paper on which I will do the writing sample. And for the ink, I think I will use this Faber-Castell red ink. Without any introductions, we will use the ink. Of course, for the writing sample, I will change slightly the angle of the camera because I want you to see better how it performs. So I believe that yes, this is a better angle. I have here the ink. I will just dip it in ink and let me test it to see if it writes. Yes, it writes. Okay, let me test if we can post this fountain pen. And indeed, it can be posted. I don't recommend posting it because in time it will leave marks, but you can do whatever you want if you get a hold of this rare fountain pen. So, first of all, this is ACM product. So, Archimet Archimet Sibiu, the famous town of Sibiu. It was made in Romania, and I believe it was made in the 1970s. Remember, guys, the Archimet industry produced different models of fountain pens, but I believe it was in activity between 1970 and 1985, all with approximation, so I don't have a clear date. This is ACM Archimet, and the model is called Minior. Minior. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Let me zoom on the piece of paper. I will dip it again in ink because I want to check how flexible this steel nib is. No flex to it. I will check now how juicy it is. It appears to be quite juicy. Yes, it is. And now we do the pressure test. So here no pressure, and here a little bit of pressure. We can see no line variance. So no line variance. Okay. Now we check if we could reverse write with it. Reverse writing. And let me tell you guys, it is a no because it scratches. So scratches, and it has practically no ink flow, or a proper not a proper ink flow. So reverse writing now. Let me see if I can do a signature with this. Yes, it can be used like that. So reverse writing, I checked my signature, and now let me tell you about the fox. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay, let me zoom out for you guys to see. I must say that I'm quite impressed with this nib. It hasn't an iridium tipping, so it's a very cheap nib. The ending is also part of it, so we have a steel nib, but a quite interesting steel nib. This product was quite an affordable product meant for the student market, and I think it had some success. In those times, most of the people complained about the Romanian made fountain pens, that they were leaking, and the quality control was quite poor. And even the young students, preferred fountain pens made in China in detriment of the products made locally in the Sibiu area. So, guys, this is an other interesting fountain pen made in the same zone. You you see, it's integrating filling piston. It has the same cool design that I find cool even now in 2021. This cool design of the 1970s, this practical design. Of course, they were made from affordable materials, so not many are left today. So this is quite a rare piece that I have the fortune to have it in my collection. But guys, I want to share it with you. And sincerely, I hope you liked its review. If you liked its review, you can subscribe to my channel to see other interesting fountain pens. Till then, I want to wish you to have a nice. I'm sorry, I don't have ink anymore. Let me see. So have a nice day wherever you are. I hope you've liked this review. I want to thank you for your time. We will definitely see you in the next episode. Till then, guys, bye bye, and please take care of yourselves.